lovies. This is Michelle here at Life Mantra Tarot. I hope that you guys are all doing great on this Sunday evening. Um, yeah, I haven't checked in going on 2 weeks, so I'm happy to be back. Had a lot going on towards the end of my son's stay here in Connecticut, so now he's about to venture off into new pastures again. Went from LA to back to Connecticut. Now he's about to go spend some time with his grandparents. So it was a nice 5 months that he was here. It was enjoyable. You know, we definitely butt heads a few times, but it was nice having him home. So yeah, I had to do a few of those different things as well as stuff with family. But yeah, I'm happy to be back, and I hope that you guys are doing great. Yesterday was my 40th birthday. Whoop, whoop. Big 40. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Even though I'm still a little bit under the weather, but you know, that's life, I guess. But anywho, for those of you who are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you like what you see here and decide to stick around and check out other content as well. And hit that subscribe button and that like button, all that good stuff to help support the channel. And for those of you who've already been rocking with your girl for a bit, welcome back and thank you for the continued support. Appreciate y'all. So without further ado, like I said, I haven't checked in about 2 weeks, so I figured it would be a good day to good day slash time to look into a collective for you guys of just a general energy, see what's been happening or what's coming towards you at this time. So let's get started. I have a few decks already picked out, but I felt drawn to the Zodiac 108 deck, which touches base on a lot of different energy. So, you know, a little bit of everything will pop up in this. Keep in mind this is a collective message, so take the messages as they resonate and leave the rest behind. Some messages will resonate, some won't. And if this isn't your reading, no worries. You can always check out other content on my channel and see if, you know, there's anything there that does resonate with you. Hey Yvette, how are you? Thank you for tapping in. Alright, so I'm going to do a few shuffles. I've already cleansed the space. Let's do a little prayer and a little mantra. Spirit, only let positive energy into this reading for the collective. Show the collective what they need to see at this time for their highest good. Clear some most accurate messages possible, please, and thank you. And don't mind me, I might cough a few times so that I'm a little bit under the weather. But, and I might sound a little bit nasally as well. Hello, how are you? I don't think I've seen your name before, so welcome. Alright, like I said, this is just a collective message, so I'm not doing personal questions at this time. At least not right now. I'll be picking up on those again soon. Alright, Spirit, what does the collective need to know? Clear some most accurate messages, please, and thank you. I did just see the Jack and Diane card, and I saw, oh, it showed up again, and the cross card. Oh, so for some of you, this might be about like a breakup or some type of severance of ties with somebody. Just based on what I just saw just now. While shuffling. A couple more shuffles. There's a lot of cards in here, so I just want to make sure that they're both shuffled. Alright. Let's get started. Alright, bottom of it. It could be a breakup. We have Dear John. And that's different than the Jack and Diane card, but they're both representative of a breakup. So, hey, we got somebody from Brazil here. Hello, hello. Very cool. I have some Portuguese roots myself. I'm Cape Verdean, so that's pretty cool. All right, so it says, Dear John, rejection, cold hard truth, breaking up, set boundaries, divorce, strange situation. It's not you, it's me. The end, the final word. Cutting cords. I said cutting ties. And something's not working. So far, what I'm getting is there could be some type of ending of sorts when it comes to some type of relationship, possibly romantic. For others, it could be just, you know, people in your life that you've realized that you have to kind of distance yourself from or set boundaries with. But we're going to dive deeper and see what's going on. Hey, Queen Empress, how are you? This is actually a collective tonight. I'm not doing personal questions. But if you would like to stick around, I would greatly appreciate it. If not, understand. Like I said, I'm not doing those tonight. This is just a collective. And thank you. I don't have my glasses on, so I need to start wearing them. Jan Macy, or Yan Macy. I know. I know. I've been dealing with a lot of stuff, like with my family and stuff. So like first off, I haven't really been on here much in general. And yeah, I just haven't had the capacity at this time to do personals. But I'm definitely trying to work on getting back to that because I miss doing those. Speaking of which, my girl Aya just went on. Anybody who follows Aya Inspired Tarot, if you want to check her out, she is doing personals right now. The one thing with me, I'm not greedy. Like, if you want a personal, her lists are long sometimes because so many people love going to her. But if you want to check her out right now, Aya Inspired, AYA Inspired Tarot, you might want to check her out. She is doing personals right now. She just put the announcement out. Do you think so, Yvette? I was just with my guy last night. All right, so here on the first card out is changing. At this time, the situation is in a state of flux. Anything could happen. So it's like a 50-50 chance is kind of what I'm getting. I just thought about like Gambit from X-Men. She's like throwing cards, and the number on there is 5, which represents change. So there is some type of change happening, but it's like kind of up in the air at the same time. Let's see what else is going on. Tell us more. All right, Queen Empress. All of a sudden I got really, really hot. Mind you, here in Connecticut, it's pretty cold. It's like 20 something degrees. It's freaking freezing. I have the window cracked and a fan going, and I'm hot. I don't understand why. I mean, I know I'm a little under the weather. That could be why. Maybe my body temperature is off, but like I'm like sweating. I shouldn't be sweating with a t-shirt and shorts. All right, we got 2 cards that came out. See, look, another card about 50-50. That's so interesting. So what does this one say? It says choices, either or, be fair, considering pros and cons. Fate, equal, 2 sides to every story. Butterfly effect. I know it started bitching like crazy. Either way, 50-50 chance. Yep, I said something about that before. Unpredictable, can't decide, take a chance. I think this has to do with you guys having to, hey Light Blue, I haven't seen that name in a while. Welcome. Good to see you again. Yeah, I'm getting something that there's like this energy of I heard the ball is in your court. The ball is in your court about some type of choice that you guys have to make about something, especially when it comes to some type of relationship. Not sure what the relationship consists of yet, but you know, the reason why this is such a big deal for you guys and why it's showing up in this reading is because we have symphony here. It says harmony, synergy, co-create, assembly, organized structure, contribute, team, collaborate, precise, arrangement, order, lead, follow, organization, perform, display, and cohesion. So I'm kind of getting that you guys are trying to like figure out if you can have a solid foundation in some area of your life when it comes to a certain type of relationship. Sorry, I have on socks on my feet. I'm thinking if I take my socks off, maybe that'll help me cool off. I'm so hot. But yeah, I'm getting something like that. And it's like you're just trying to decide like where to go from here. Hey Lottie, my sister in the building. Thank you for being here. I miss you. I haven't seen your readings in so long, I feel like. I have to catch up because I have had so much going on. So, you know, I'm always usually supportive. I just haven't been in the best place, but I'm happy that you're here. I miss you. Yeah, and for those who are here right now, go check my girl out because Tears of Wheat Tarot Show, aka Lottie, she's amazing. That is my sister, and you will not be disappointed. That woman is a godsend, and like everything that she does, like I'm always constantly inspired by her. So, you know, I'm very grateful for her, and when she pops in, I just like get so happy and giddy. So check her out. Hey, She Radio, how are you? Love seeing you guys popping in, trickling on in. Appreciate y'all. All right, so on the bottom of the deck we have, and it's interesting because I was kind of getting that before. Like I'm getting like this energy of you guys having to figure something out. Um, we have fine print here. It says detail, look closer, inspection. I think you guys can kind of get where that's going. It's like reading between the lines. It's trying to figure out something, right? Like look, like kind of examining um, different relationships in your life right now. You have airplane on the top of the deck. Some of you might have been traveling recently or about to travel, especially with the holidays here approaching. It says travel, long distance, speed, overcome, rise above, no boundaries, breaking free, freedom. So yeah, it's like this energy of you guys moving away from and distancing yourself from things that are not in sync with where you're trying to be. So if the energy is off, you're like, I'm going to take off, I'm getting something like that. And it's going to allow for new beginnings to come in. We have baby here, cardinal, new beginnings, rapid growth, fresh start, unlimited potential, innocent, continuing the legacy, needy, warmth, purity, new phase, birth of a child, and vulnerable. Very interesting. All right, so let's get maybe 2 or 3 more from here, and then we're gonna start tapping into the tarot. If this message is resonating with you, let me know in the comment section, or you could hit that like button. All great ways to or hit reactions as well. It lets me know if I'm hitting the nail on the head. I'm hoping that you guys are getting a message out of this so far. We have something about my throat chakra. I will say that's been off. Like it's like my voice keeps kind of cutting in and out. We have sap. It says resources, needed materials, flow, wealth, essence of life, spring, blood, nourishment, sweetness, energy, vitality, grounded, roots, abundant, physical health, and life force. I'm like having an issue with my throat chakra right now, so I'm trying to deliver this message. I'm wondering if any of you guys have been feeling physically ill, and it could be affecting like your, upper respiratory. That just seems like something I'm feeling. Like I said, granted, I'm not feeling that great myself, but like all of a sudden, like it just like really hit. But the other message that's a little bit more prominent that I'm picking up on is, there might be just people who kind of sap your energy, and you're trying to figure out ways to kind of, work on, self-care, nourishment, making sure that relationships are not taking away all of your energy, because that's not positive at all. Some of you guys might be earth signs or have somebody in your life who is an earth sign who you feel like that energy pertains to. It says person of earth, the provider and caregiver. Grounded, secure, stubborn, nurturing, classy, stable, prosperous, materialistic, possessive, dependable. So let me know if that makes sense. But yeah, see that on the top of the that's what it is for a lot of you. Like we have labyrinth here, so that's about like feeling kind of lost and this feeling out of sorts. Things are very complicated with some type of relationship. Again, it's something that's been really taken away from a lot of your energy, and you're trying to figure out how to balance it out. Like, do you let that person stay in your life, or that situation stay in your life, or do you remove yourself from it and just trying to figure out where to go from here? Yeah. And whatever this is causing hardships. That's not good at all. Broken vase or vase for the fancy folks. Hardship, misfortune, trial, overcome, crisis, 2 steps back, change of state, grief, fix it, opportunity, pressure, burden, destroy, adversity, accident, disappointments, and setbacks. So like there's a situation or a person in your life right now, or people in your life that are causing you to, they feed off of your energy, and then I'm getting energy vampires. And you're just trying to have a place of, peace and harmony in your life, and you can't seem to get it and have that harmony because of the fact that there are people feeding off of you. That's not good. So especially if it's something that's impeding your need to be able to speak your truth. I'm getting something like that. Interesting. I'm hoping this is making sense so far. Let's get a couple more. That's too many. That was like 6 cards. Yeah, let's get a couple more. Okay, me too. All right, so we have crystal ball, which is kind of about like your intuition. Some of you guys might have your own abilities as well, like spiritual and psychic abilities. You could kind of have like, you might have like clear seeing, and you can see things far out, like before it even happens, or have a really, really strong gut instinct. It came out along with roadblock. So it's like, the thing is, it's ironic because we have changing as the first card, and then the first thing on this roadblock card says blocked change. So it's like, you guys know that there's a blockage, and there's certain obstacles right now that you have to, you know, remove yourself from. And we have this 1 step forward, 2 steps back energy again showing up in a different card. So it's like, you guys kind of are aware of who and what the situation is, and it's like, you just, I'm getting, even though we haven't seen that energy show up yet, it's giving me like heart chakra vibes, like somebody who you're really, really connected to and very close to. You care about this person a lot, or the situation a lot, whether it's work or like family, friends, romantic relationships, so on and so forth, friendship. And it's like, it makes it that much more difficult, but you also know that this person takes away from your energy, or the situation takes away from your energy, and it makes it very difficult to, you know, move forward. So yeah, there's definitely this energy of something getting ready to start changing, but there are things that you have to, you know, accept. I'm getting acceptance. I heard radical acceptance. Like, you might have to really, you know, accept things for what it is. Somebody might be a fire sign, or the person in your energy could be a fire sign. It says, the trendsetter, confident, visionary, catalyst, energetic, entrepreneur, sexy, outgoing, creative, ruthless, courageous, strong-willed. It also says teacher, actress, entrepreneur, artist, and PR. So, you know, somebody could have fire in their chart, somebody in their energy could have fire in their chart. Yeah, see, we have this energy. Yeah, it's definitely about relationships, because we talked about this a little while ago too. Like, now we have crew. It says in sync, working together as a unit, team, leadership, co-create, pooling assets, camaraderie, gung ho, forming alliances, partnership, and team effort. And it's like, the thing is, it's like, there's a team effort that you would like to work, and it's not working. For some of you, it could be about a creative venture. Take it as a resonance. That's not gonna be for everybody, but I did pick up on that for somebody. Like somebody who's like a business partner or something, and it's going sour. But you might be really close to that person, so you're hoping it could work, but you're realizing it's not going to work. Getting something like that. But yeah, definitely just things out of sorts and not feeling balanced. Let's get one more from here. Yeah, and this is happening now. And this number 5 keeps showing up. You might be seeing the number 5 in and of itself a lot, or 555, variations of 5. Interesting. Happening now. The situation or event in question is occurring right now. So this is like very recent energy. This isn't like past energy. This is like happening currently. Yeah. So bottom of the deck, we have fishing pole, self-reliance, extend oneself, autonomy, mentoring others, poetry in motion, exploration, providing, connect with nature, accomplishment, reflection, self-improvement, and capable. I'm almost getting like, let's say if this is I'm getting more than one message, so bear with me. One of the messages I'm getting is going back to what I was saying before about the whole idea of if this is like about like a business partnership or something like that that's going sour. If you've been lacking confidence when it comes to being able to do it on your own or work with other people, they're letting you know right now that you can and you are capable of doing this. Um, I'm also getting for others, if this is more like about another, like a different type of relationship in your life, if there's been like a sense of like, say, codependency within that relationship, this is a time right now to start understanding your value and your worth. You might not be really allowing yourself to breathe life into yourself the way that you should, the same way that you breathe life into other people is what I'm hearing. Um, you're more than capable of being able to do whatever it is that you would like to do. You don't need to rely on everybody else or anyone else for that matter for a sense of, I heard internal compass. Like you're guided already to do something great. You can do it on your own if you need to. So relying on other people within relationships is not a necessity right now. This is the time to start realizing your own worth and strengths and talents and things like that, and being able to use those to propel yourself forward. I'm getting something like that. Interesting. Very interesting. You have yacht here, number 5 again. Geesh, that number 5 is just showing up like crazy tonight. Um, but yeah, they want you guys to do something nice for yourself too. This is a time to like, go on a trip or something, a really nice like, a cruise or something. Some of you might actually get ready to go on a cruise. I'm getting something like that. But the other thing I'm picking up from this card also is just like, I heard wind under your sails. It's like, you're being, and I said we're propelled forward. I'm hearing it again. Like, you're being propelled forward for a reason. And this is going to bring you to, a greater sense of peace, happiness, prosperity, a lot of different things getting ready to come in and change and shift. Despite you feeling things might be uncertain at times. I'm getting like, for some of you, hearing a siren. But so far out in the distance, you guys wouldn't be able to hear it. But it's like really, really far, but I can hear it. Yeah, it's like, if you've been feeling kind of like, well, I don't know if I can like be without this person in my life. Like, what does my life look like without them in it? Like, or this job look like without them in it, without it in my life? Like, this role has been my life for 20 years. Like, how do I move past this? Like, I'm hearing like a whole like spiel of different concerns right now, like kind of coming down, and it's like, but the thing is, it's like, and I'm looking up now and I see that there's 6 people in here and 4 likes. It adds up to 10. So this is about completion, right? And ironically, we're about to hit the point of completion of this year. And this year was all about release. And it's always been a rough one for a lot of people, myself included. The sense of release. And, after that release comes, rebuilding. So next year will be about rebuilding for a lot of us. And especially those of us who are, resonating with this message currently. So it might not all make sense, at the moment, but it's about to start. Wow, I just realized. Just in that little spread that I just did right now, and not including the cards that were like on the bottom and top of the deck, there's like variations of 5, like 4 different times. That's crazy. I didn't even notice that at first. But yeah. Wow. All right, so let's start looking into the tarot. Like I said, I hope that you guys are resonating with this message so far. Queen of Wands energy. Look at that. I mean, we are in Sagittarius energy, so it could be that. It could be an energy of just like being like a go-getter type of energy. Some of you guys might be like business owners or thinking about starting a business. It could also represent a lot of confidence. Look, now we have, as I'm shuffling, King of Pentacles. Like, really paying attention to that money and having maybe some new ideas, but kind of feeling a little bit defensive about it and a little bit wary about how to move. Yeah, for some of you, this is going to be about money. and those relationships that involve money. Because I did pick up on like something about like, you know, business partnerships and stuff. That's not gonna be for everybody, obviously, but let's see what Spirit has to say. This is a collective, so you know, I'll get different downloads and stuff like that, and different types of cards will come out throughout. All right, a couple more shuffles. All right, see what's going on. But I'm gonna deck the Hierophant. Okay, so that's about value systems. That's about seeking counsel. Um, Belief, like I said, belief in like value systems is a big one. Some of you guys might resonate with the idea of like looking into seeking help when it comes to like, you know, going to church or like some type of coach or a teacher and something like that. Some of you might be one of those or want to get into that. I did hear spiritual teacher, so some of you guys might be into that kind of thing, either looking for one or are one already. I'm getting a couple of different things here, or a few different things here. So on the top, yeah, you guys are in your head a lot, waiting for things to kind of come in, things to shift and change. All right, what's going on for the collective? My whole face just got super, like, it's just so weird. I don't think I've ever had this sensation before. I mean, I have, but like not during a reading. Sometimes like if I'm in the vicinity of something, like something might happen like this, but right now, like my whole face just became super tingly. It's weird. Like it doesn't feel bad, it's just different. Like that happens sometimes, like when I get like a download to like on the crown of my head. I'll feel like tingly on my head. It's very interesting. Right now it's like my face, especially like right here, and like almost like near my ears too. Very strange. Lati, do you know what that might mean? Because my girl's good with all that kind of stuff. Alright, what's going on with the collective? I'm just gonna do whatever comes out for this portion. Usually I do a spread, but I'm not gonna do a spread this time. What does the collective need to know? What's this? The Hanged Man. So we have the Hanged Man energy here. So this energy of needing to release, right? Surrendering. And also a sense of enlightenment as we learn how to release and surrender control of the different situations of our lives. That's when we start to feel a sense of lightness and enlightenment too. It's near my ears, like my whole face, but like over here in particular, it's like tingly, like from ear to ear on the bottom, like by my jaw, and then like here. But then like it's like almost like tickly here, but then like more tingly here. It's weird. I haven't really had that sensation before, I don't think. It's very strange. Like I know about like ear sensations kind of, but like it just feels different right now. Because it's not like a ringing, it's like a tingly feeling. It's so strange. Not sure what that is. Like it almost feels like when I get a download like of my crown chakra, which is like tingly like on my scalp, the top of my scalp, but it feels different. And like I said, it's like in a different location. Very, very interesting, right? I have to look that up. What could that possibly mean? Might not mean anything. I don't know. It's just weird. All right, come on, Spirit, tell us more. I'll get stingy with the cards. Thank you. All right, we got 8 of Pentacles here. So I heard hard at work. So, you know, you guys might be really, really hard at work. And remember, I kept on saying, I keep on picking up on this energy of this could be like a work-related thing, like business partnerships and things like that. And if it's not, it could just be saying that you guys are very, very hardworking people, or like working really hard on yourselves and just, you know, your overall sense of, you know, well-being and empowerment, things like that. Yeah. it's like I'm getting like bowing out gracefully from something. We got Five of Swords here, which is about winning at all costs, and it's like, but it can also represent like, you know, a sense of surrender. So with that there, and then the Death on the top, like that's very, 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 very interesting. Hey, Humble Pie, how are you? Nice to see you. So yeah, it's like, you know, I'm kind of getting like just walking away from something. It could be work related, like I said before. Yeah, the world is underneath the Five of Swords, or something like that. I'm curious. I'm curious. Um, Knight of Cups and the Devil. So I mean, what's underneath the Death card? Yeah, this is something that you guys have been thinking about a lot, like severance of ties with something. Like the thing is, it's like whatever this is, even if it's not actual work, like you put a lot of work and effort into it, and that's why it's hard. Because it's like, you know, you don't want to just like, you know, walk away, but you also recognize that, you know, sometimes you just have to kind of, you know, put the white flag up and say, okay, you know, I have to surrender here and let go because I'm holding on to this situation too tightly and it's not working out for me. Um, you know, and it happens in all different areas of our lives, right? Because I'm definitely not just picking up on just romance. And I said that very, very early on in the reading. That was the first thing I said. I was like, the first thing I said was, I'm picking up on breakups, but it doesn't necessarily have to be like romantic. It could be other forms of, you know, endings too when it comes to relationships and severing ties. And that's what showed up. Yep, there we go. Nine of Swords again. So I did see that a second ago. You guys, you know, you guys think about this a lot. You know, don't lose sleep over it. Yeah, because you know that you need to leave the situation, whatever it is. You know that it's not, excuse me, you know it's not for you, whatever this is. You know, for some of you, this seems very specific. This is not going to be for everybody. For some of you, this could be a marriage. Because we have Ten of Pentacles here. It's gonna be something that, you know, has to do with like a family dynamic, and you're like, I can't just walk away and leave, but you're being called to do so. Yeah, see, look underneath that. Sen told me to just look to see what was there. Four of Wands, and just so you guys don't think I'm bullshitting you. Ten of Pentacles here. That was on the top, and underneath that was the Four of Wands. So it's like that could represent a family dynamic for sure in a marriage as well. They want you guys to take a leap of faith and step into something new. If it's not a marriage, it could just represent family dynamics. Six of Cups definitely could represent family. Or something that's like super sincere and dear to you when it comes to like matters of the heart. Especially if it's like stemming far back, like childhood or something like that. Or somebody you've known for a very long time. Like something that you reminisce about, like you maybe reminisce about the good stuff, so that makes it hard for you to make that decision to, you know, remove yourself from the circumstances or the situation. Very interesting. If you guys are new to the channel and you haven't done so already, hit that like button, subscribe, notification bell, all that good stuff, so you know when I'm on. And for those of you who have already been rocking with me, I greatly appreciate y'all for being here again and, you know, tapping in. I'm thankful for my moderators. You guys are awesome. So keep doing what you're doing. Appreciate you guys so very much. All right, so we have two cards that came out. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Nice, I like that. With the Five of Swords, which we kind of saw show its face a second ago. So yeah, it's here officially on the spread now. So it's definitely this energy of just walking away from something. You know, there could have been also a person who was like maybe deceptive, kind of like a, you know, winning at all costs kind of thing. And it's like, now that you're seeing that person or that situation for what it is, it's like, as you learn this stuff, you're like, okay, yeah, this is definitely a time for me to kind of skedaddle up out of here. And that's when you're gonna start to see things happen. As I say that, the right side of my nose started to itch. And this is like seeing to the future and being able to see that now, as you remove yourself from these situations that no longer serve you, that's when you're gonna see that wheel, that karmic wheel, start to, you know, move in a new direction, and you know, a lot of things starting to shift and change. Like a lot of the stuff we saw and talked about earlier, especially with that number 5 showing up repeatedly, there's this change happening, and ironically 5 of swords, so it's a 5 again. So it's like, you know, it's got to download. Give me a moment. Some of you might be cardinal signs. Let me know if that resonates. The ironic thing, I don't even know what cardinal signs are, but I heard it. So let me know if you guys know what cardinal signs are. What did Lati say? Interesting. Whoa, that's crazy. Okay. Okay. That's just weird that like you're getting like something weird like that too, and then now you just said that. That's very interesting because I keep feeling something like that's literally where like with the space that you just said. That's where I feel it. That's so weird. All right. Well, when you come back, if you come back during this, let me know what you pick up on. Otherwise, I'm gonna check out whatever you got to say. You know, we're always in tune with each other. Love you, girl. Love you. um, hey, how are you? All right, so bottom of the deck we have, and I did say something about this a little while ago. I kept picking up on like this energy of something about like heart chakra, like really something close to your heart with this Queen of Cups here. We're getting that energy again. And yeah, see, I kept picking up on like the surrendering and walking away, but there also could be a sense of like deception of some sort. 7 of Swords. Yeah, so 7 of Swords could represent like strategy, but could also represent like deception. So, you know, with that 5 of Swords coming up, like it's giving me a combination of the two things. It's like, you know, you guys are seeing things for what it is, right? Calling a spade here, and as you realize that you need to walk away and surrender from the circumstances, that's when you're going to start to see like the wheel turning in a new direction. But you can't allow for yeah, no personal questions right now. I'm sorry. If you want to stick around, you can. If you don't, completely understandable. I understand. You know, people love those personals. But right now this is just a collective. um but yes, so yeah, it's right. Ooh, let's see if I could get that card again, because of course, like I was about to split the deck, and then it split weird, and it wasn't even like a full, I mean, a halfway split. It just was like in a weird place. I see. Yep, there it goes. 10 of Swords. You know, remember I was saying how like there's like this sense of like deception, right? Disappointments and heartbreaks. You know, a lot of stuff that's happened. The Devil in the middle of the deck. So it's like a lot of toxicity that you're removing yourself from. Ooh. Thankfully, I dropped the whole deck because it would have went everywhere. What's this? 7 of Cups. Yeah, mental confusion. I'm just happy I didn't drop all the cards. It wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, mental confusion. And the thing is, it's like not only just mental but emotional too. It's like, what do I do from here? How do I handle this? Especially when it has to do with family. Yeah. There's definitely a very prevalent energy of fire signs, especially Leo. Let me know if that resonates for anyone. I'm picking up on that. But yeah, just the thing is, it's like I feel like you guys have like this really, really light heart, right? That's been feeling so heavy and drawn down and brought down. And it's because of the fact that there are people or energies in your life right now that make you feel that way. And that makes it really, I almost am getting a little bit emotional. And I don't want to start crying on here. I'm not going to do it. So let me hurry up and read over this card, and then I'm going to move on to another one. Because for those of you who know, y'all know, I cry on here sometimes. I get really like, I feel stuff so strongly. And all right, no, don't. Um, I don't want to cry anymore. Come on. It just came out of nowhere. What the hell is this? I think it has to do with family. I think that's why it's so hard. It could be like a parental figure, like a father, or like if it's not a parent, it could be like a husband, or you could be the masculine in the situation, but it's like it just makes it really hard. Right, let's move on past that card. I don't know what that was about, but I'm sorry, guys. That one was heavy. I don't know what that was about. Tell us more, Spirit. I'm also picking up on what that particular card. There's something that someone wants to say and they can't say it because like they can't gather their words. Like they get choked up on their words, and that could be why you're feeling. That could be why I'm feeling such a heavy energy with that part of the reading so far. Because it's like I was fine this whole time, and all of a sudden that particular part it really fucked me up. Whew. Yeah, see? 3 of Swords. Heartbreak. Disappointments. For some of you, it could be about, like I was saying before, going back to like a marriage. Feeling like you overextended into some kind of connection. I'm also picking up on just, you know, overextending and overgiving in terms of something that didn't line up with your core values and beliefs, something that just wasn't in alignment with you, but you kept on pouring into it, and it gave. And I remember I was saying I was picking up on like having a really light heart that feels weighed down. I'm picking up on that again. Yeah. 10 of Swords in the middle of the deck. A lot of heartbreak and pain. Is it a couple more from here? Whew. Wow. I didn't expect for that to go that way. Oh, goodness. The Spirit definitely wanted that to be said. Yeah, see? 6 of Pentacles here again. When I was talking about, like, overextending. Here we go again. You guys are very generous people and you overextend. And this is a time to move past that. Because if other people are not, and situations aren't pouring into you the same way that you pour into them, you can't do that. You're going to continuously deplete yourself. So there's a choice to be made here with the Lovers here. For some of you, it could be about a romantic partnership, but otherwise it could just be about a major choice and decision that needs to be made. You know, weighing it out, trying to figure out what to do, where to go. Yeah, Knight of Swords on the bottom. How do you move on from this? What's underneath this? The Empress. Queen of Swords. For some of you, might have mom issues. That's not for everybody. Whew. Some more. If you guys are resonating with this, let me know in the comments. If not, you know, maybe check out other content and see if you resonate. Also, if you haven't done so already, hit that like button and subscribe. All that good stuff. We have King of Cups that came out. Going back to like that heart chakra energy. I'm kind of getting, emotional intelligence with that one. The King of Cups is very, very emotionally intelligent. Like, he knows how to give just what he needs to give. And he doesn't overextend and overpour. Like, he's figured out that balance. Yeah, see, like, what's at the bottom of the deck as I say that? Like, Seven of Wands. Like, he knows when to kind of shut things off if he needs to. He's smart like that. Yeah, because he's been through a lot himself. This is like the equivalent of the Ten of, swords. But it's like in the reverse, basically. It's like saying that you've been through a lot of pain and disappointments, but you're turning it around because it says everything is fine. So after all of those different battles of, in trials and tribulations, things that, are matters of the heart, being able to, overcome them and be resilient and be able to understand how to balance all of that out in terms of, your emotional space. Yeah, because, for those of you who went through it, you went through it, right? You went through the toxicities and things like that and had to learn how to, balance all of that out. Let's get one more from here. Are we looking on time? Okay. It's funny, I didn't even pull that many cards. There's so many downloads all coming in at once. So it was like rambling, or at least I feel like I'm rambling. This card flipped. What is it? Page of Cups. Interesting. So with this Page of Cups energy here, kind of getting like, I got Ace of Cups. So I was getting like a couple messages there. Five of Pentacles on the top. What's in the middle here? Ten of Wands. So definitely this heavy heart energy, right? Which we already kind of established. But I'm kind of getting like, there's like this innocence there too. It's like, as you guys kind of work past, some of these different things, learning how to open up your heart again, not just romantically, but just in general, right? After the different burdens that you've faced when it comes to doing so, I'm kind of getting that, it's going to take you out of this place of lack and it's going to actually be beneficial for you. It's just a matter of just, being, uh, discerning, I would get from that. Yeah, like take your time. Like there's no rush. There's no rush. Yeah, use your best judgment. This judgment card here. Like use your best judgment about how you allow people to approach you and how you approach others. So that way you're on the same page with other people and you understand the importance of, this sense of reciprocity within relationships. And this is, like I said, this is across the board. It's not just romantic. This is across the board. Because again, I feel like some of you guys have a very like light heart, very innocent kind of demeanor. I keep picking up on innocence for some reason. This could be talking about stuff that stems back as far as childhood for you. We did see the Six of Cups earlier, so that could be why I'm picking up on that. But like with that Page of Cups, like I'm just getting that sense of innocence. Like people who, because they're so caring and loving and giving, they like think of like the innocence of a child's heart, right? It's like when you think of a child and how caring they can be, and they're not paying attention to your flaws and things like that. They're just very, very giving. You might be that type of person, and it's like at the same time people have to, in your life, especially when we're talking about adults and stuff, like you can't just be sitting there, doing bullshit constantly and think that you can, get your way with a person all the time. Like that's not fair, right? But people, if you have that kind heart, they can take advantage of you. And I'm definitely getting this energy of like just not allowing people to take advantage of you. And that could go back to this card that we saw way early in the reading, sap, right? People who, take from you, get energy vampires, like constantly, feeding off of you. You're the resource. You're the one that gives that energy out. And here they are taking away from that energy. I'm getting something like that. So let's see. Because this reading is getting a little bit longer than expected, I think I'm gonna close it out with some last messages. It's funny because like I had a whole bunch of cards over here. I didn't know what I was gonna read from. I just had cards here, but I technically only read from two decks, which is rare for me. Usually I read from like mad decks, but I mean, hey, Spirit had a specific message that they wanted to get out, and I think we achieved that. So let's see. I'm gonna pull maybe 3 from here to close out the reading, and that'll be it. For those of you who stuck around, thank you. Even if you just tapped in just for a portion of the time, I greatly appreciate you guys as well. And if you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit the notification bell. Alright, one more shuffle. I didn't like that shuffle. Let's get one more. Saw a few cards as I was shuffling. Saw inner child, obsession, parting ways. Saw a few. Judgment here in the bottom of the deck. You are being asked to let go of all judgments and forgive those who judge you. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Alright, what we got here? Got 2 cards that came out together. We have old habits. An old habit may be keeping you from moving forward, and I feel like that's like that. We talked about a little bit of maybe codependency for some of you guys. Take the messages as they resonate. Not everybody's codependent, but there's some that might be or have dealt with that in the past. That was one of the big things I was picking up on, though. That or just being not the best with discernment when it comes to relationships in your life. I'm getting that too. Being able to have a little bit more discernment about the people who you let into your space, right, and into your life, into your heart, so that you don't get taken advantage of. We have healing with nature. Your soul yearns to be outside in nature, around the healing waters, flowers, and trees. Now, obviously, it is winter time, so unfortunately, not everybody has access to that kind of stuff right now. Depends on where you live. Like right now it just snowed here in Connecticut, so I will not be outside. My black asses don't stay inside. So it's like, no thank you. I don't want to be in the snow. But for those of you who can be outside, definitely, work on that. I'm also getting, I just saw it as a vision. Some of you guys might already have this in your house, like plants and stuff like that, or are thinking about having like planters and stuff in your house, different types that do different things for the air in your home. I'm getting something like that. Like I know that there are some plants that naturally cleanse the air in your home. I don't know them offhand, so I'm not gonna sit here and say I know that kind of stuff because I don't. But I'm seeing it and I'm hearing that. I'm also getting, for those of you who live in climates like myself where you can't be right now like outside putting your feet in the grass and the dirt and stuff like that. Like there are things called grounding mats, I believe they're called, and you can find them like on YouTube, not YouTube, like Amazon and stuff like that. And like it's supposed to simulate the same thing as like if you were to put your feet in the dirt, and it's supposed to kind of have the same effect. I've actually thought about ordering one for myself, being that, I want to start working on getting more grounded and stuff like that. For those of you who are into meditation and things like that. Try some more. Got 2 more cards that came out. Alright. So, ironically, these are both in the reverse. I'm going to read them to you guys. We have visionary. You are learning to synthesize all of your creative ideas into action. And it came out along with soulmate, also in the reverse. This relationship is a match made in heaven. Now, earlier, very, very, very early on, I did say something about some of you guys might have like a business partnership or something like that, or like a business idea or something like that, and you're working with other people and it's not working out. Ironically, with those 2 cards coming out together in the reverse, it could be saying that there's a partnership that just is not working here, and I did say something about you might have to go it alone, or work with different people. Because on the bottom of the deck, we do have increase here. It says you have successfully manifested something near and dear to your heart. So it's like, interesting. The people who you've been trying to work with are not the people that you're meant to work with currently. So you gotta have to kind of figure out, who's who. And I think, and with fear here in the middle of the deck, that makes a lot of sense. There's a sense of fear. We talked about that a little while ago. There could be the sense of fear when it comes to like doing something on your own, which goes back to that codependency stuff. And it's like you might have to kind of work on like your sense of confidence within yourself, which we did see the Queen of Wands earlier in the reading. Like working on that confidence when it comes to building your own empire by yourself. Or with a different set of people who you might not have had in mind initially, but the people who you were trying to work with might not be the people. I'm also getting that. Okay, my ear just started to ring when I'm about to say this one. You guys might again have like this idea that you're trying to kind of put together and things like that, but you just haven't been able to do so because maybe you have to kind of go back to the drawing board about how you do it. Not completely, dismantling like your idea or anything like that, but reevaluating how you do it. It's more about like the pragmatics of how to do it versus what you want to do. Myself, using me as an example, like I know for a fact that like I have a great, foundation for what I want to do when it comes to my business. I kind of put it on a hiatus for a little bit because I know that there's something I have to do differently. So you don't change the whole overall goal. You just change how you plan it through so that you can achieve that same goal but just in a different way. So that seems very specific. That's not going to be for everybody, but there is potential for growth here. It's just about kind of going back to the drawing board if need be. That was a mouthful, I know. But that's what Spirit wanted me to make sure I relayed to you, so I had to do it, had to say it. Alright, so let's get 2 more from here. I think that'll be it. I think. Well, Spirit has something else for me to say. We have the void here. You may be covering up the emptiness or pain within, sorry, let me read that again. You may be covering up the emptiness or pain within through an addiction. Now remember, addiction could look very different for everybody. It could be overworking. It could be codependent relationships. It can be, actual substance use. It could be working out too much in the gym. It could be being overly concerned about, the foods that you consume. Like, it could be anything. Literally anything could be an addiction. If it's maladaptive and it's something that you're using to cover up something else. So just look within yourself because it's going to look different for everybody. I know I'm an overworker. I'm the type of person where I put so much effort into my performance like at work, both of my jobs, because I strive to be like the best at something, or like I do seek outside validation a lot. I'm working on that. That's where my codependency comes in. See, I can acknowledge these things too. This is a healing space, right? We open up to each other and we talk about these things. And I'm, even as a reader, I can open up and talk about these things with you guys. We all learn and teach each other, right? So with that said, some of you might resonate with that. I always felt like the more accolades and things that I've achieved in my life, like that means that like I'm a better person. Not necessarily, what I mean? But it was always a way for me to like take focus off of other things. So, or not to think about something else. Something I'm still working on. Like I said, I'm very, very open on here. This is a healing space, so we all help each other here. Ironically, like my left ear is going crazy right now as I just said that. They're like, this is past energy for you working on it. I'm like, yes, that's exactly right, Spirit. I'm working on it. One more from here. I'm actually kind of picking up on maybe doing a couple of shadow work cards, and then that'll officially be it. We have restlessness. Find a way to calm the waters of your mind. You guys are overthinkers like a motherfucker, and I'm all about it because like I'm the same exact way. Got that number 5 on there again with that 23 adding up to 5. Perception. You are getting ready to have a shift in perception that will change everything. Yeah, they want you guys to like really start to like stop overthinking and seeing things from a new perspective. It says perception on there, but I'm hearing perspective. Time to lighten up. You may be taking life too seriously. Yeah, overworkers, overthinkers, right? It's time to like do something nice for yourself. You know, we did have that yacht card, and that makes sense why that card showed up earlier. In the first deck that we used, it's about adventures and trips and things like that. Like they're letting you know, like it's time to rise above all this bullshit and do something nice for yourself. Like go out, have a good time, right? We have authentic self-expression here. Be true to who you really are, and life will change in the most amazing ways. So some of you guys might not feel like you're being the most authentic version of yourselves right now, or spirit is calling you out on that, and they want you to work on that. All right, so I do feel drawn to this deck. I don't think I've used this deck on the channel yet. Actually, I've used it on myself a couple of times, and it's a really good deck. Um, so said yeah, overthinker and overthinker and perfectionist for sure. I resonate with that big time. Big time. We have in the middle of the deck, when I split it, it says reclaim the lost self, identity, power, and soul retrieval. We also have acceptance is not recognition, resignation. Surrender, presence, and inner peace. So, you know, I did hear radical acceptance earlier, way early in the reading, like way early. I heard it, and that's like the same concept there. All right, so let's get like 3 or 4 from here, and that'll be the end of the reading for real this time. Like I said, thank you guys for being here, and I'm so happy that you guys are resonating and it's making sense. Because oh Lati, you just missed like a whole like little tearjerker section because I like started crying out of nowhere like right after. It was so strange. I was like, where is this coming from? Like it was just like this really heavy hearted energy where like like confusion about like people in our lives and stuff, like it just came out of nowhere. You know me, I cry in here from time to time. When the message is like really like strong or whatever, me being the empath that I am, like it'll get heavy, like, and I'm just like, what the hell is this? Where is this coming from? All right, so bottom of the deck after I shuffled, we have unprocessed grief. Interesting. Loss, sorrow, and emotional stagnation. So some of us, I'm gonna say us, might be experiencing some grief that we haven't fully processed, that we're still dealing with. And grief could come in so many different forms. Hey, blessings. Um, it could come in so many different forms, and it's like you know it's a lot to take in sometimes, because depending on what kind of grief we're talking about, right? It could be grief about our own self, like grieving, like let's say you've recognized that you have to become a new version of yourself, right? And you have to let, like, I'm getting ego death, like you have to let a part of yourself die to become the person that you want to, like, to allow the person that you want to live actually live. And it's like, when you recognize that those are going to be two different fucking entities in a way, like within the same vessel but two different entities, and you have to let part of that die, like recognizing that and being able to fully accept it and let it go is hard. For others of us, it could be grief in different ways. I know that Lati, sending my condolences to you. You lost a relative recently. I lost a relative back in October. Some of you might be experiencing something like that. So it's everybody's going through different things, but the general collective is apparently experiencing something on the same wavelength. Texting storm. Interesting. I don't think I've ever seen this card before. Panic, over attachment, abandonment, alarm. Very interesting. So it's like I'm getting a lot of messages with this card for some reason. I did talk about the sense of abandonment issues earlier, and I also talked about codependency. So if you know that you are in need to sever ties with somebody, or it's happened, it could cause a lot of angst. It could cause a lot of, like, who am I, right? A lot of questions, like, who am I, like, what do I do, right? Wow. I just got like loopy in the head too, and I said like I got a little dizzy, and it's like I'm fine, but like it's like my head kind of went for a little whirl, especially like looking back at the cards that showed up earlier. Very interesting. Self sabotage, destruction, doubt. Yeah, doubt, big one. I was talking about doubt earlier, and survival habit. So like if you had relationships in your life that you relied so heavily upon that you had to start to remove yourself from them because you realized they were not positive for you, trying to regain that sense of power that was lost, or figuring out how to even tap into your power if you felt like you never had it to begin with. It was always there, just maybe dormant. It's like trying to figure out who that new version of yourself is. It's very hard because you don't know, right? It's something that's unknown for you. Like it's uncharted territory, if you will. So it's like trying to figure out who that person is. Where do you go from here? So let's get like 3 or 4 from here to end the reading. What time is it? It's early. You never know. Maybe I'll go on again after this. I'm not making any promises, but I might go back on. Not sure what I'll read about though if I do. If I go back on, how about you guys give me some suggestions in the comments of what you would want me to talk about as a collective reading, because I'm not doing personals tonight. I don't have it in me yet. But yeah, maybe tell me in the comment section, like if you would want to see like a what's the tea, a love reading, spiritual guidance, ancestor messages, what else? Childhood stuff, shadow work. Let me know if there's anything in particular that like kind of tickles your fancy. What we got? Reclaim the lost self. That is basically what I just said, is it not? I said reclaiming something that you might not even know existed. Identity, power, and soul retrieval. I kid you not. I literally just said something along those lines. Wow. And speak what's true on the bottom of the deck. We talked about the throat chakra way earlier in the reading. I was picking up on that. Picked up on that. Authenticity, voice, and unblocking. That throat chakra is blocked. And that's a part of, that is going to be a big part of you retrieving your highest self. That could be another message that we could do later if you guys are into it. Messages from your higher self. I think I said inner child messages. Is there anything else over there that I'm feeling connected to right now? Just give me some ideas down there. if you guys want me to go on again after this, or have any ideas if I do decide to go on. All right. Escape from stillness, distraction, inner turmoil, and avoidance. Oh, spirit, you guys are definitely talking to me on this one, because Lord knows. Yeah, I saw your post. That shit was powerful as fuck. I told you that. I was like, sis, that came right on time, because I saw that today. And yesterday was my 40th birthday, and I'm in a weird place. Like, I was a little bit emotional yesterday, and not like in a sad way, but just, well, I mean, maybe a little bit. I was not really like feeling like how you would think a 40-year-old would feel. Like, I wasn't really happy. I was just like, like my emotions were just weird. I felt very like blank, right? Very numb. And I was trying to be happy. I ended up feeling a lot better towards the end of the day because of my guy. He did a lot of stuff for me. But like, I was physically not feeling that great. And then on top of that, like, I just wasn't where I thought I would have been emotionally and mentally, like in a positive space. And I'm just like, when I see this card, I'm like, yeah, maybe there's just something about all of this that I've been trying to like avoid, which causes me to feel still. And I mean, I think that was part of it too, because like I was thinking to myself, like, what have I done in like say this past year? I feel like I haven't done shit this past year, and that's just me being a perfectionist and beating myself up like I always do. Got to work on that. But I'm being vulnerable right now as I talk about this, right? So like, I know that I've been beating myself up a lot because I feel like I haven't done any of the things this year that I was telling myself I was gonna do. But then I had to like tell myself, well, think about all the things you did in your 30s though, You did a lot of stuff in your 30s, and now the 40s are going to be something else, and you're gonna keep on building, keep on growing. Like, I did a lot of things. Like, I got my degree. I started a whole new career that I never thought I was going to do. I really started tapping and discovering my spiritual gifts. My kid ended up going to the top school of the arts in the country. Like, these are all big things. Like, I mean, his success is my success because he's my child, right? So it's like, if it wasn't for, me being a good mom, sometimes I question if I'm a good mom or not. Like, if it weren't for me being a good mom and having a great co-parent as well, his dad, amazing. Like, he wouldn't have gotten there. So it's like, there's all these different things. All the little young minds that I've worked with over the past going on 7 years, and you know, so on and so forth. So I might not be where I want to be yet, but I have made progress. So somebody might need to hear that. You know what I mean? Like, everything that we do matters, and don't beat yourself up or sell yourself short just because you're not exactly where you want to be right now. It's happening. It's coming. Yes, count the success. Every success, no matter how big or how small, count the success. That's right, Lati. Count every success. So yeah, if you guys have been feeling kind of like you're in this place of stillness, it could be because you guys have been avoiding change, or scared of change, scared of success, right? Things like that. So let me know if that makes sense or if it resonates. I've been seeing a number 444 a lot lately, like a lot. Blessings. Here we go. Unprocessed grief is here again. Again. Loss, sorrow, emotional stagnation. Let's get one more. Excuse me. Thank you. Texting service here again. A lot of repetitive cards. I mean, there's a lot of cards in this deck. For them to just keep showing up. That means that spirit really wants those to show up. Excuse me. Panic, over-attachment, and abandonment alarm. So spirit really wants some emphasis on that card for some reason. Now, remember earlier how I was saying I was hot, like I was burning up. Now all of a sudden, I am cold, like freezing cold right now. It's so weird. So yeah, probably close the window now and turn off that fan. We have lashing out here in the bottom. Anger, deflection. Yep, deflecting, big thing. I was picking up on that. Emotional armor. Your shadow holds power. Yes, yes. Integration. Me and Lati talk about this all the time. Integration, depth, and alchemy. We all have shadow. Hence why I guess I felt drawn to the shadow work cards just now. We all have our shadow self that we are working on and helping to nurture, right? Um, and it's very, very important to make sure that we don't abandon our shadow self. Like, our shadow self is a part of who we are. It tends to be ignored or covered up. But when we start to actually understand the importance of shining light upon it, and understanding the purpose that it does happen to serve, and then integrating that and utilizing it in an adaptive way, it's actually a really positive thing. And that's how we transmute, that's how we alchemize. So everything can always be fucking rainbows and butterflies. Fuck that shit. Any spiritualist or whatever, or tarot reader, any of that shit is always like that. So everything's rainbows and butterflies and unicorns. Like, no, motherfucker, it's not. It is not. That is not life, bro. Like, it does not work like that. You could try to be like that, but no, it doesn't work that way. Like, we have to understand the importance of the fact that we have our light side, we have our dark side, and they're gonna show their ass when they need to show their ass at different points. So when you're able to actually combine the two and know how to utilize them when needed in different ways, in different facets, that's when you understand how to really work with your shadow self and understand your shadow self. And like I said, integration is a big, big, big part of that. So, big part of it. What did you guys say? Exactly, exactly. Can't have your light without your dark. Wow, that is a fact. Ooh, the 80s. That sounds nice. Here it's in the 20s because it was snowing. I'm in Connecticut. And we have in the middle of the deck, forgiveness sets you free. Release, unhooking, and peace. Yes, finding peace within yourself, right? Within all of these different things that are going on, right? As hard as all these things are to accept. We did talk about acceptance earlier too. So it's like, as you learn how to accept these things and forgive yourself, forgive those who have trespassed against you, so on and so forth, and move forward. And you're not forgiving for them, you're forgiving for yourself, right? It allows you to really grow and allows you to move forward, because otherwise it's like an anchor that keeps you feeling stuck and stagnant, and you're not going to feel movement. So we had a lot of cards about like representing like movement forward, moving on from something, walking away from something. We saw a lot of that energy popping up throughout the reading. So a lot of it's starting to make more sense as we kind of round all this up and come back full circle. So all that said, my loves, thank you guys for being always so patient with me, because I know that I'm not on here like I used to be, but I do still try to pop in and deliver a message that is meaningful and hopefully impactful and helpful for you. That's my goal every time. um, and I hope to be on here a little bit more consistently in the near future once I start getting my life back in order and things like that, with my family and stuff like that. So I'm really working on it. I'm trying really hard because I do miss doing this. And I miss you guys. So with all that said, I hope that, like I said, I hope you guys resonated. And I might go back on in a little bit. We'll see what time is it right now. Maybe I'll go back on in about 10 or 15 minutes. Maybe I'll kind of, you know, debrief and, since I was being a little pansy a little while ago, crying for whatever fucking reason. That was weird. What the hell is this? I haven't cried on here in a minute. Like, it was like legit tears. I'm like, oh my god, like the ugly cry too, like feeling like there were boogies coming out my nose. So yeah, anywho. Yeah, so let's see what I feel drawn to. Like, I don't know if I want to do something a little bit more like fun, like a what's the tea kind of reading. Um, we'll see. We'll see, because like I feel like that last one was a little bit heavier than I was expecting it to be. So maybe we'll do something a little bit more lighthearted. We'll see. Can't make any promises. I'll let spirit guide me, but yeah. So until next time, my friends, I love y'all. And like I said, hopefully I'll come back on in about 15 minutes or so. But until next time, I love y'all. And if you don't make it to the next one, have a nice night and goodbye.